Do you guys remember Aquaman? How dorky and stupid he was, and then Jason Momoa just made him so awesome and everything, and then they came out with the Aquaman movie, and unlike the rest of the DCEU, it was all bright and colorful and fun, and it was a big adventure, and it was pleasing to everybody, and now there's a sequel and everything's terrible. A quick shout out to my Patreons, John Borg, James Gibbons, and Bradley Amiel Julian. I appreciate all your support in 2023, and I promise new perks in 2024 for all of you, including kitty content and dramatic readings that will be available to you and you alone. If you want to get in on this, you too can become a Patreon by visiting the link in the video description below. I'd also like to send a special thanks to this video's sponsor, Holiday Depression. A long time ago, I remember someone marveling at Seinfeld. How could you write a television show about nothing, they wondered. That must be the hardest thing in the world to do, they said. Well, step back in awe, kiddos, because I'm about to write a review about nothing. That nothing being Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, the sequel to the highly enjoyable Aquaman solo adventure and the swan song for this iteration of DC's cinematic universe. Not that you would notice watching this film, as it passes like a fart in a windstorm. Kind of like the majority of the DC cinematic universe has done in the last year. Goodness, you were all just terrible. Except you guys. You guys were cool. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is a 2023 superhero movie starring Jason Momoa, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Patrick Wilson, and she who will not be named. In it, Aquaman must team up with his villainous brother to take down Black Manta, who in turn has been possessed by the Black Trident, an ancient Atlantean relic with the power to, I don't know, make your eyes green and junk and defrost an underwater dark side or something. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom isn't really an experience, as it is something that drones in the background as 2 hours of your life vanishes. It is so generic, so unremarkable, and so unmemorable that I had to write this review straight out of the theater so I wouldn't forget anything in this forgettable movie. Films like Batman and Robin or even Suicide Squad are undeniably bad, but Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom doesn't even have the decency to be bad. It's so bland that its passing is barely marked. This is the cinematic equivalent of unflavored tofu. I would rather watch a bad movie and feel something, rage, pity, unintentional laughter, than sit through a movie like Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom and feel absolutely nothing at all. It sucks because I love Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I mean, for goodness sakes, Momoa made Aquaman cool. Do you have any idea how hard it must have been to make Aquaman cool? Last time DC made Aquaman cool, they had to cut his hand off. Amber Heard is also in this movie, and although it's obvious that a lot of her scenes were cut, it really makes me wonder what a problematic celebrity has to do to get fired from DC. I mean, Jonathan Majors got fired so quick that the echo from the door they threw him out of is still echoing. Marvel didn't even consider giving TJ Miller a callback for Deadpool 3, and Terrence Howard was cut loose just for being a jerk, apparently. DC, you want to be like Marvel? Start with jettisoning the garbage. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is such a great actor that it is painful, physically painful, to see him reduced to reciting a laundry list of supervillain cliches. Nothing that came out of Black Manta's mouth was surprising or unexpected in the least. Every word, every sentence has been said by bad guys before. He's like one of those pull-string dolls with the pre-recorded messages. I'm gonna kill Aquaman. I'm gonna have my revenge. There's a snake in my boot. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II was amazing in Watchmen, so to see this guy completely and totally wasted here is a waste. Hey Marvel, I hear you're looking for a new Kang? Well, huh? Tonally, this movie is all over the place. I had a feeling that DC wanted its own version of Thor Ragnarok with a Thor and a Loki combo, so they teamed up Aquaman and Ocean Master one more time because bickering superhero brothers worked for Marvel. Why not DC? Well, it could be that Patrick Wilson is completely uninterested in the story. Come to think of it, he swings back and forth like a bored little pendulum. Sometimes he seems into it and he's giving it his all, and other times he's checked out. I'm pretty sure those were the scenes that were reshoots, and mentally he was just done by this point, and I don't blame him. But yeah, making Aquaman and Ocean Master the sons of Odin was so obvious that Aquaman actually calls Ocean Master Loki at one point. It's a joke, but it's a joke that goes over like a lead balloon Superman couldn't see through. Let's talk about the story. It's boring. It's boring, it's boring, it's boring, it's boring, it's boring. It's uninteresting, and there's never an actual sense of peril because the movie doesn't even bother setting up a ticking clock, a timeline, or even stakes until the last act of the movie, and by then I was long past caring. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom gives Black Manta this evil black scepter thing that tempts him like the One Ring, but none of our heroes are too concerned about it, even though it's obviously giving him unbelievable strength and resistance to their attacks. Not once does anyone say, hey, you think maybe we might want to take that trident away from him and see how that works? And just remember, if you ever feel stupid, take heart in the fact that you would probably not go into battle without your trident, like Aquaman does, for no reason. The story jerks back and forth between being a movie about global warming and then being a movie about family to being a road comedy with not Thor and not Loki to being the generic superhero movie that I guess Warner Brothers execs fantasize about at night. The result is a movie that is tonally uneven and so incompetently plotted that we are actually told about major plot points instead of being shown them. Come on. Show, don't tell. That's the first rule of screenwriting. Telling us what happens between the movies is fine, but don't tell us what's happening in the movie we're actually watching. Show us. I paid $10 to watch this movie, and you better show us stuff. You could definitely tell that the movie went under the editor's chainsaw. I know they usually say the editor's knife, but a knife implies some kind of care. This movie was butchered and chopped to pieces. Scenes are cut in a way that they end suddenly and poorly, with ADR telling us what we missed. I feel like this movie has me by the arm and is taking me on a breakneck tour of a chocolate factory, only it's not Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. It's that factory that makes cheap Halloween candy, and I really don't want to be there. But no, the movie's jerking me along, saying, come with me, look at this, 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 don't look at that too long, but look at this, look at this, look at this. And I'm just crying, and I just want my mommy. Of course, I would be remiss again in not mentioning that this is the final film in the DCEU, and it's a pitiful final effort at that. At this point, it's not even a death. I would call this a mercy killing. Honestly, I would have rather that The Flash had been the last movie, because at least that one could have put a bow on everything in its narrative and been more enjoyable. And I don't care what you say, The Flash was an enjoyable movie. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, however, is not. It is a tedious, unenjoyable, boring, sleep-inducing slog to sit through where the only person who looks like he's having fun is Jason Momoa, and believe me, I'm jealous of him. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom doesn't have the decency to be bad, and it doesn't have the capability to be good. It just exists. And it's not even good at existing. This is background noise. If movies were a salad bar, this would be the parsley. It's just there, and I don't know what to do with it other than reassure these characters who have been mistreated that their turmoil is over, and a new caretaker will be looking after them now. Well, unless the Warner Brothers executives screw it up again, because, let's face it, the Warner Brothers executives are going to screw it up again. What did you think about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom? Am I just a big doo-doo dum-dum head, or do you also wish that this kingdom could have remained lost? Leave a comment below. And if you would be so kind, please subscribe to us, press that notification bell, like and share, and take a look at our Patreon information. We are a small but proud channel, and thanks to absolute legends like yourself, we're going to keep growing despite our best judgment or the pleas from the government. That's it for now, but be sure to tune in next time to find out what Jason watches.